everybody. Welcome to a very special edition of Bariatric Banter. It's a little something I'm calling Matinee Monday. If you're new here, hi, I'm Hannah, and normally I'm joined by the endlessly iconic Steph, my co host. But this week, both of us are calling in a favor from the universe. Life is lifing, work is working, and the energy is very much not today, Satan. I have a major vacation coming up. Life has just been hectic and crazy. Work is just piling up and never ending. And Steph and I needed to wave a little bit of a white flag and take a break from recording. This is the downside of recording every week live to go out on Monday, is that if we get a little behind on work or things get overwhelming, we don't have a backlog to pull from. So instead of skipping this week altogether, I wanted to pop in solo for a quick mini episode. Just you, me, and the vibes. So think of this as the bariatric equivalent of a cozy Sunday matinee movie. Low pressure, soft lighting, maybe even a fuzzy blankets involved. We're calling this week's theme Comfort Food Confessionals because, let's be real, we all had that one food that felt like therapy, religion, a warm hug, all rolled into one until it wasn't. And I want to talk about that. Not just what we used to eat, but why, what it meant, and how everything shifts after surgery. We've all had the kind of OG comfort food era. Let me take you back and introduce you to pre op Hannah. So she was highly stressed, probably wearing leggings that had lost all structural integrity. You ever seen holes wearing through because your thighs chafe? Those would be on these leggings as well. Sitting on the couch with a plate full of something salty, carby, maybe nachos. You kind of know where this is going. Mac and cheese, maybe? I'm not talking like fancy artisanal truffle oil drizzled influencer grade mac and cheese. I'm talking like from the box craft with a lot of extra milk added and cheese, butter. You know, the blue box, the powder that somehow turns into creamy neon orange miracle. Mac and cheese was kind of my go to. And on bad days, it wasn't a bowl, it was the whole pot. But let's be real, a serving size of Kraft dinner should have been the whole box anyway. Maybe for you, it was ice cream. Maybe it was bread, giant burritos, a full sleeve of cookies that somehow disappeared midway through a YouTube video. Whatever it was, it worked. Uh, it felt like it worked, right? It softened the edges of hard days. It filled in the cracks where stress and sadness lived. Food was my reward. Food was my time out. My I survived the day ritual. My I just did a hard thing at work ritual. My I'm sad. I'm upset. I'm anxious. I'm stressed. And to be clear, I don't think that makes us bad or weak or broken. I think it literally makes us human. Food is emotional, it's cultural, it's nostalgic, and for a lot of us, it was medicinal. And one of the first ways that we ever learned how to self soothe and how to deal with a lot of these big emotions that people don't want to deal with, because emotions can be messy and they can feel uncomfortable. And as humans, we don't want to feel uncomfortable. So that's where we used food as medicine. It just wasn't the kind of medicine that healed us. So, fast forward, you've had surgery. Your stomach's the size of what, a banana? You're healing physically and emotionally. And then you have one of those days, a real one. One of those, I want to scream into the void or throw my laptop out the window. I just yelled at the dog. The kids are annoying me. I'm going to quit this job kind of days. You automatically think comfort food. You're too tired to make anything. You don't want anything healthy. You probably haven't eaten much that day. You're in high stress mode. And all you can think about is, I need something comforting. But now you take two bites and you're done. Or worse, and this has happened to me, your body rejects it like it's offended. Don't eat ice cream, Hannah. That was one of the weirdest things for me, by the way, not being able to eat what I wanted to eat because my brain told me this is exactly what you wanted to have. And my body was like, the fuck it is. It wasn't just that I couldn't eat those comfort foods anymore, though, guys. It was that they didn't work anymore. And that was almost harder. The soothing, the distraction, the emotional buffer, gone. When you can only have two bites, it's very hard to sink into that comfort food and to have it do what it used to do, which is smooth over everything going on. So my emotional buffer, gone. Suddenly, all those feelings I used to smother with food were just there. And I was full and I couldn't keep shoving food in the way to get rid of them. They were raw, they were unfiltered, like an Instagram live with no filter and really bad lighting. And it was fucking terrifying because when food stops being your coping mechanism, you realize just how often you needed to cope. And you have to start building new tools, but it doesn't happen overnight. And you start thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like, I really just want to eat a bagel with butter and honey, or I want to make a whole thing of nachos. It's not going to work. you have to start building new tools. And spoiler alert, it really will not happen overnight. I remember pacing my kitchen one night thinking, okay, so if I can't eat the stress away, what do I do with it? Just feel it? And that was not a great feeling. I tried everything. I thought maybe I'll throw myself into running, walking, journaling, TikTok rabbit holes. I even tried just crying once to be like, maybe emotionally I just need to release it. I'm not a crier. It did not work well for me. Some days the running worked or the walking worked or the journaling worked. Some days it really didn't. But the biggest shift was learning that I could sit with my feelings and it wasn't going to swallow me whole. My feelings were not going to last forever. Feelings are not actions either. And yeah, it is uncomfortable, but uncomfortable doesn't kill you. And uncomfortable passes. It can't possibly last forever. That's what I never knew pre-op, was that I could just live with these feelings and that the less power I gave them, the less I tried to escape them with food, the less powerful they became. And truthfully, maybe these were thoughts that I should have been dealing with anyway. I was never allowed to have emotions and not sedate them with food before. So now let's talk about what comfort food looks like after surgery, because I still have comfort food, guys, especially in the winter. It's weird, right? Because your taste buds change, your portion sizes change, your body becomes super opinionated about what it will and will not tolerate, but you're still craving comfort. So now comfort just looks different. So sometimes for me, it's like protein hot chocolate. I'll make sure I order some of it and keep it on hand. Or it's this great soup from Longo's, this like Thai chicken soup where I just know there's a day that I need something warm and slightly creamy, but now it's more geared towards protein than let's eat a bag of Doritos. Um, and soup just reminds me of my childhood. Or maybe it's like a super perfect deviled egg because like I'm really feeling a snacky appetizer that feels a little guilty. And so I'll just make BLT deviled eggs because I want to have something that's just a little comforting and just kind of puts a smile on your face, you know? It's not the same. And honestly, you might grieve that it's not the same, but I kind of celebrate that it's not the same. There is going to be grief in this journey, and we have talked about that no one prepares you for. Grief for the foods you loved, the rituals you had, the Friday night takeout traditions, the gaming with Doritos and a blanket wrapped around you, the Super Bowl parties you used to have. I know around the holidays is when I can grieve a little harder, or just the days where I used to get so excited to end work early, order takeout, curl up on the couch and play video games with my guys for hours. But it's almost as if I feel like if the food's not involved, it's not the same. And that's sad for me because that's not true. The joy of that night was not the food. The joy was the ritual of playing with people. And I need to learn to separate the food from that ritual. But just know that there will be grief, but there's also freedom because I don't wake up with food guilt anymore. I don't look at the aftermath and go, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't feel like I'm battling myself every single day and like I'm fighting the urge to just eat everything like Godzilla. I don't feel like I have to lock the fridge or hide things away. Like I'm not battling myself every time I open the fridge. I'm not perfect. I am still capable of an emotional binge. I still make nachos every now and then. I definitely have a crippling gelato addiction where every 2 weeks when they change the flavor, I go get a kid sized gelato. But I notice that now and I pause and I ask why. And that's the magic. That's the shift. I'm not binge eating gelato every single day and keeping tubs of ice cream in the fridge. I now have a little new ritual where every 2 weeks I do go get a tiny kid sized cup of gelato and I don't feel bad about it anymore because I've taken the power away from this. It's not that I desperately need it to not be anxious or to comfort me or to control me. It's that I've built a new ritual that I like and I don't have to feel guilty about it because it fits my lifestyle. I no longer need to worry about it because comfort food didn't go away at all. It just evolved. One of my new absolute favorite comfort foods, well, aside from deviled eggs, is I make these protein muffins, these incredibly high protein, low calorie muffins. And they're something that I love to have, either maybe with breakfast or at the end of my day. I've changed what my comfort food looks like so that I no longer feel guilty about it. And it's no longer about quick convenience and quick carbs. It's about and it's not about chasing dopamine hits. It's about finding new ways to comfort myself that don't leave me feeling worse about myself later. Now, I want to flip the mic to you guys. What are your comfort foods? What food felt like your ride or die, your therapist in a bowl, your it's been a day, y'all fallback? And how has your relationship with it changed? Are there things you miss, foods you tried to reintroduce but couldn't? Do you have a good spin on an old comfort food? Like, I make sweet potato nachos now, and like, Lord Almighty, they're pretty delicious. Are there things that you miss, foods that you tried to reintroduce but you couldn't? Are there new rituals that give you the same warm and fuzzy feeling without the crash? I want to hear your story. So drop it in our DMs, comment on today's Instagram post, or come share it with us in private. That's fine. No judgment at all. There won't be, and I don't want anybody judging anyone else. It's just real talk. It's shared wins, and it's the occasional what protein bar doesn't taste like regret thread. Honestly, Built Bars in the microwave are one of my biggest comfort foods, and like if you have not tried them in the microwave yet, get on it. Um, this journey can feel lonely, and I'm not going to lie about that, but it doesn't have to be. We've all been the person sobbing into a tub of insert whatever you'd like here: ice cream, mashed potatoes, poutine. Like, I've definitely been that person who has woken up the next morning and said, this is horrible. But the glow up is real. The glow up's not linear, but it is worth talking about because you should celebrate those changes that you make where you still find comfort and have comfort food, but you've evolved it. And that's a really huge celebration that we don't spend enough time on. So, this is our little Matinee Monday moment. We're going to try to do them a little bit more here and there because Steph and I are human beings, and every now and then we just need a friggin' break. And there's a lot of work that goes into producing and hosting a podcast while also running a full-time job, each of us. She has children, I have a fur child, and we exercise and we run and we have commitments outside of it. So it does catch up with us, and every now and then we do need a break. And I kind of like these little Matinee Monday moments because it's a nice chance that you'll be able to hear from each of us. We can take you through something that's just on our mind, and hopefully it still gives you a little joy on your Monday, without needing to be a full hour. Our aim is for it to be 15 minutes. So no heavy lifting, just me, you, some mac and cheese memories. If you're in a weird food phase right now, or if you're grieving a food you used to love, or you're just figuring out how to comfort yourself without crashing, I just want you to know this, okay? You're not broken, you're healing. And healing is weird and awkward. It's sometimes hilarious, like that time I kept trying to eat ice cream and then almost pooped myself on a cruise. Steph and I will be back next week with a full episode, probably with a lot of friggin' opinions. You know, I'm never shy of those, and a lot of chaotic detours and a lot of banter. But until then, I just want you guys to take care of yourselves. Make yourself a cozy meal, whatever that looks like. Maybe it's a ground turkey bowl because you miss takeout Chinese food. Maybe you are going to try to make yourself high protein nachos because, like, listen to me, it's a pretty delicious thing. Greek yogurt and salsa instead of sour cream, I'm telling you. Maybe it's a warm cup of beef broth because that's just what you want to have instead of tea. Or maybe it's time for you to go get a kid-sized cup of gelato because Nani's Gelato has changed the menu for the 2-week run. And I'm telling you, that little kid-sized scoop of gelato can just bring a lot of delight and smile to your day. But just remember, you don't need it. You can live with your feelings. You can make it through this. You can find delight and joy in other places. And it is okay to try to find alternative ways to comfort yourself. But make a cozy meal, call a friend, or just exist without judging yourself for one day because you've come very far in this journey, regardless if you're at the beginning, if you're evaluating it, if you're post op, if you're not even going to have surgery, but you're just on a weight loss journey. We have to start being more kind to ourselves about how far we've come. And just remember, no matter what stage you're at, you're just getting started. Even me, 2 years post op, I'm just getting started. I'm just figuring stuff out. So, go take care of yourself this week, friends. Thank you for joining me on our very first Matinee Monday ever. Let me know what you think about them. And just thank you for letting us have a little bit of a break. We will be posting lots of pictures of vacation and things that we're doing. And like always, we will be back next week for all of you. So have a wonderful, wonderful week, listeners. And thanks for listening to me. Bye.